Hey everybody, I'm here with an interview here with a WWE Pro Wrestling fan, and his name is DMA112790. Man, thank you for coming on to the show, and I'm highly happy you came on to it.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, you're welcome, man. So the first question I want to ask you, and I want to ask a lot of WWE fans, is when you heard on Monday Night Raw, and I know you were watching it that night, what was your thoughts when you heard Edge told us that the doctors told him that he was forced to retire from wrestling?
It was a shocker, to be honest. I mean, out of like all the wrestlers, Edge was one of my favorites, and to see him retire in the ring like that was A, very, very sad, and B, I think it was unheard of, because I don't think anybody went out to the ring and said, hey, you know, besides Shawn Michaels, I think it was unheard of for Edge to do that. And he actually did that on SmackDown, too, which, again, really, really was shocking. The fact that he had that much love for the wrestling business to go out 2 times on Raw and SmackDown and say, hey, you know, I'm done. You know, this is it. But Edge was one of my favorites, and that was pretty shocking to see that. Because, man, I mean, all the stuff that he did with Christian and, you know, him, you know, having that feud with Matt Hardy, I mean, it was shocking to see Edge come out there and, you know, basically, you know, say, you know, I'm forced to retire. So it was kind of shocking, really. And
Yeah.
sad at the same time.
Yeah, it definitely was, man. I agree with you. You know, Edge was a great superstar, and you missed the point where he was in part of the Brood.
Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot about that. Brood was excellent.
Yes, the Brood was excellent. I really enjoyed them.
Yeah.
But before we get into this thing, guys, make sure you guys subscribe to DMA112790. The link's going to be in the description box for you guys as well. And this is number 2 interview shoot. Go check out number 1 on the Interview with Anything Go show. Go subscribe to him. It'll also be in the description box of this video as well. So yeah, man, thank you for the first question. The next question I'm going to ask you is, what did you think? We're going to go back in time. We're going to go back into the Attitude Era, where you and me used to watch it all the time, man. I know there's a lot of Attitude Era fans that are probably watching this right now, and what is your thoughts with the whole thing between the Vince and Stone Cold Steve Austin feud back then in the Attitude Era?
Wow. It was definitely one of the greatest feuds that WWE has ever done. I mean, man, you had Stone Cold Steve Austin. There was a lot of memorable moments about it, too. But first you had this guy who was the rebel, okay? Stone Cold Steve Austin was a rebel. You had him going up against his boss, Vince McMahon, who was on commentary at that point. And Vince McMahon stepped away from commentary to be a part of this feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And like I said, there were so, like, many memorable moments. Like, there's one where Steve Austin he put cement in the Vince McMahon's truck, or his car. There's one where Steve Austin, or Vince McMahon fires him, and then Stone Cold comes back with a contract. Vince pees his pants. I don't know if you remember that, but I sure remember that. It was just, all in all, it was an awesome feud. I really enjoyed it, and it was definitely one of the greatest feuds of all time. I think I would put it second to The Rock and Austin, to be honest. I mean, it was that good. I loved it. Great.
That was a great little comeback. You said, I'm happy for your little thoughts and your opinions and how you felt about the whole Stone Cold Austin feud. I mean, between the Austin and Vince feud, you know, it was good. It was one of my favorites as well. You know, I think, you know, WWE and that went in a good direction with that, and I'm so happy for what they did. And, you know, without them, I don't know how WWF would be back then.
Yeah, I don't know what WWE would be without them either. I agree.
So, moving on.
Definitely great.
So, definitely. So, moving on, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are still watching the show, thank you guys. Make sure you subscribe to my show. And, yeah, thumbs up this video, guys. So, it's going to be a long day. Moving on to the next question is, what's your thoughts with how WWE pushes their guys and they ruin them? Like, you know, like Cesaro. Okay, Cesaro is a good example. You know, WWE, you know, pushes these guys and then, you know, they drop them down, they ruin them. You know, it's like they always do that. And Cesaro is a good example. What is your thoughts on how you feel about how WWE pushes these guys, you know, from back then and then up until the future of now? When they push these guys and they ruin them like they did with Cesaro, what's your thoughts on how WWE does that all the time with their superstars?
That's a great question. And, well, first off, I think it's really stupid that WWE pushed Cesaro, okay, to the moon, and then they dropped him down like a month or 2 months. I don't know how long his push lasted, but I think it's really dumb, okay, for them to do that, okay, because Cesaro has all the talent that WWE, you know, needs. He has everything. The guy has charisma. He has this, he has that, and they just pushed him down. You know, I don't know what he did to piss anybody off, but the guy was doing excellent. As far as I'm going to give other examples here. Kofi Kingston's another one. Like, they gave him a big push, and then, and he did fight against Randy Orton, and I had a feeling that Kofi Kingston was going to win, but then they just ruined it. For Kofi Kingston, they ruined it. Now look where he is. He's in a stable with Xavier Woods and Biggie Langston. I could even throw Christian in there. Christian's another guy that WWE, you know, pushed like to the moon, and then all of a sudden he just completely he fell flat. And I think WWE needs to get better with their pushes. I mean, and it's not just WWE. It's not just them. I think other wrestling companies do this. You know, I really do think other wrestling companies do this with their stars. They push other stars. They push these guys, and then a couple months later they go down the toilet. I think it's stupid. They need to decide who they're going to use, okay? And they just need to be that way. And they need to make new stars, because I'm sick and tired of seeing all these old wrestlers take the spotlight, like John Cena, like Triple H, like all these guys. Okay, and I'm really sick of it. So we need a new, fresh, up and coming talent in this company. And I think it's stupid that WWE does that, but then they just push these guys a few months down the road, and it's just stupid. So I think it's really dumb, the fact that they do that.
Yeah,
I really do.
It's you're totally right, man. And another good example that I want to bring up, and you know, about this is Brock Lesnar. When Brock Lesnar came into WWE, right? You know, we thought, okay, this guy is gonna be a big main eventer in the company down the road. Okay, this guy was, you know, in his 20s. He was 25 at the time, I think, 24, 25. And he was just breaking into the business. And I was like, you know, this guy, you know, let him build him up and he's going to be fine. Nope. What do? They rush him, He wins, you know, the WWE title. And I was like, see, that's what they're doing with Roman Reigns. And that's the problem with WWE when they push their guys too quickly and they ruin them. And, you know, I'm happy that, you know, Cesaro is with Tyson Kidd, but a 50% chance of that for me still makes me mad, because that guy could be main eventing. I mean, look what he did at the Chamber match. That was his first main event match, and I was like, okay, WWE is gonna go in a good direction. He wins the Royal Rumble Memorial thing match, the Andre Memorial Royal Rumble, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal match. He won that, and he was doing good, and they completely ruined him. I feel like WWE doesn't know what to do with their superstars, or they're just trying to piss off the WWE fans by doing it to us, by ruining these guys.
Exactly. And, you know, the thing that you said about Cesaro, that was actually very unheard of, though. Like, I remember we were both watching it. Man, I could not believe that Cesaro won that. Because I think we all thought Big Show was going to win that, but no, Cesaro won it. And he has a lot of talent. And to hear, okay, Vince McMahon, and I'm going to go off on a rant here for a little bit, to hear Vince McMahon on that podcast say, oh, Cesaro doesn't have the it factor. Really? Does Vince not see what's going on here? For Vince McMahon not to say that, it's just stupid. Like, Cesaro has everything that WWE needs, but he's not given the opportunity, and it's stupid on my part. And I just think, Cesaro, he's a great talent. He's an amazing talent, and for that, it's far-fetched. Really, I'm sorry I had to go off on a little rant there, but I'm a little angry that Vince McMahon said that.
Right.
I am. God, it pisses me off when,
Right.
It just pisses me off where I could go all day with this. It pisses me off that WWE can really, really use these guys. Okay, Carlito's another one. They pushed Carlito, and then look what happened. They released him. Like, what the heck?
Right.
And I mean, he had a good gimmick, and they give these guys good gimmicks too, and then they just like, okay, that's it. We're done with this gimmick. Like, give me a break. That's why I don't think, I think the Usos, even though the Usos, they have been built up good, but I fear a couple months down the road, the Usos are gonna,
right,
be crazy because they're the only good tag team right now.
Right.
On Raw, so that's my rant. I totally agree with you. Like, it's stupid.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so the next one I'm going to bring to you is the Royal Rumble winner. Now I wanted to bring this up to you because we already know that the Royal Rumble is coming up in a couple more weeks, and I had to ask people on Twitter who do you think's going to win the Royal Rumble this year? And go on to WrestleMania and face Brock Lesnar for the WWE title. And a lot of people were picking on who's going to win. A lot of people were picking Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Ryback, and Daniel Bryan. Those are the people who they think is gonna win the Royal Rumble. What is your thoughts on all those? What is your thoughts on that right now?
Okay, Seth Rollins, I like the guy personally. If there's any independent fans that are watching this, he was Tyler Black in Ring of Honor, but I think Seth Rollins, he's good. I like him. He's a very, very good talent, but I don't see him winning the Rumble. Roman Reigns, I agree with a lot of people. He has been shoved down our throats, but if he comes down to the final two, I won't be surprised if he wins. Dean Ambrose, exactly. The guy reminds me of young Brian Pillman. Dean Ambrose does, because he's very, very. He should be the loose cannon right now. What he technically is, but he is just amazing. And this feud that he had with Bray Wyatt, I haven't seen all of it, and I have yet to see the ambulance match that they had.
Right.
But the feud that he had with Bray Wyatt was great. They could have done more with it. I felt that they could have done more with the feud, but Dean Ambrose, I wouldn't be surprised if he won. Ryback, no. I don't see Ryback winning.
I don't see it either.
Because, one, the guy, he's only good for that feed me more crap.
Right.
Two, he's a Goldberg ripoff. He is. He's a Goldberg ripoff. And three, he's not ready yet.
Right.
I know he's been in the WWE for quite a while, but he's not ready to be a main eventer yet.
Right.
And to be honest, they should give him a new gimmick. They should. They should definitely give Ryback a new gimmick because I am sick and tired of this whole feed me more thing, but it's actually working. it's working because the fans are buying into it. But
Right.
if they're gonna push him, he needs a new gimmick, like badly.
So, out of all those people, out of all the people that they said, do you pick someone else to win, or you want to stick with any of those people?
I'm probably gonna go with. I'm probably gonna go with either Reigns or Ambrose.
Okay. All right. Those are your picks.
Yeah, those are my picks.
Okay.
Reigns or Ambrose, definitely.
All right. Now a lot of people said Bryan. They said Bryan should win, and I talked about this to another pro wrestling fan, and I don't think Bryan should win the Royal Rumble, and I want you to really hear me out. I don't think Bryan should win it and go to WrestleMania because we already know Bryan won and became champion at WrestleMania 30. Okay, and if you guys don't know that, you guys can go watch it on the WWE Network. Okay, and you can watch it 1,000 times. He won and became a champion. Now, by him, yeah, by him winning the Royal Rumble and going to WrestleMania again, I feel like, he doesn't need to do it no more because we already seen that. Okay, you know how WWE says, like, we'll look into the future of the WWE. Yes, that is the future, but Bryan, by going in at WrestleMania again and going for the title, I don't think he should do it. I think, we should have someone fresh, going into WrestleMania and beat Brock Lesnar for the title. And, plus Bryan has so many injuries and stuff that I don't think, he should go to WrestleMania. I would love to see him face, Brock Lesnar for the title. I think it would be awesome, but in my opinion, I don't think he should be. So I'm happy for your picks, though, man. And I'm not picking nobody this year because I don't know who to win. So may the best man win this year at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, exactly. And everything that you said, I 100% agree with. Yes, Bryan did do. They released a documentary for that.
Yes, I heard about that.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it, but it was actually a really good documentary. I know I'm plugging the documentary. Go and watch it. But I agree with everything that you said. So you pretty much threw it out of the ballpark with that, man. Wow.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Now I'm gonna get to the final question for you, and and if you guys are still watching the show, thank you guys. Make sure you subscribe to my show. Thumbs up this video like always. And thank you for tuning in if you guys are still viewing this show. What is your thoughts on NXT right now? Because I know there's a lot of NXT fans out there. There's a lot of WWE fans who watch NXT and say it's so much better than Raw, SmackDown, and their pay-per-views. What is your thoughts, your opinions on how you feel about NXT right now going into the future of this WWE company?
Okay. I know a lot of people are going to agree with me on this. I think NXT is the best show right now.